I really like Tarkov. At its best, it's one of the most exciting shooters I've played recently. I wanted to make a video today about how a single weapon in Tarkov is so overlooked and so deadly, I wanted to dedicate an entire episode to it. But look, you just can't take Tarkov seriously anymore. Oh, the beta is riddled with exploits, cheaters that never get banned. Tarkov's in a really bad state right now, to be honest, and that's why I've recently been playing the game in a much more relaxed way, trying different loadouts that might not be as effective as ones I've tried before, playing with stupid amounts of aggression, no care for my own gear being lost, and a lot of other ways of playing this title. And then I found the MP153. The MP153 is a 4-round tube, 1-in-the-chamber shotgun, and it's a semi-automatic shotgun that is basically a pull the trigger as fast as you can until you kill somebody. As we know in real life, shotguns don't do much damage against any rifle or even some pistol-rated armor, especially when it comes to hard plate armor.
There's no denting at all here. It just knocked the Line-X coating off.
And therefore, most of the higher geared and higher level people are going to be pretty invincible if you just try to shoot them normally in the chest like you would any other game. But that's the trick right there. If they're wearing a vest and if they're wearing a helmet, what part of their body isn't protected? That is the legs. Leg meta in Tarkov is insane, and if you can't hit the face because the player is wearing a helmet or they're wearing a face mask or something along those lines, you shoot for the legs. Now, the MP153 is actually more expensive than an AK-74 if you purchase it, but it's very, very commonly located on scavs that wander around the game. So if you're even the most terrible player of this game, you can headshot a scav, take off his MP153, and then run off to the extract and use it in your next PMC raid. Grabbing a 153 off of a scav, then buying a 7-round tube from level 3 skier is only 1,700 rubles. If you buy 60 12-gauge shotgun shells with that, that's a total of 3,600 rubles that you're going to spend for a raid. This means that as long as you keep getting those 153s off of other players and off of other scavs, you can maintain a very low price to performance ratio here. Here is a pretty good example of a raid I did just yesterday with the MP153, and you can see it's pretty powerful. You can one-shot people in the head if they come up close, and if they're far away, again, you focus for the legs. But it really depends on what type of armor that person is wearing. So I took down this scav. As you can see, I dropped the 133 that I had in my inventory, and I also have a mission that I needed to like take this Ushanka with. So I decide, you know, I'm gonna put this Ushanka in my gamma container. I'm gonna take his mask as well, put that in gamma, because that's another mission I actually needed to do, and then I go on with my merry day. But the thing is that killing a scav is very important because that enables you to get a tactical rig as well as a backpack, or a bigger backpack if you find a scav that has something like a duffel versus your army bag. The cool thing about using a shotgun in Tarkov is that highly geared and highly experienced players in the raid won't even bat an eye or just really even turn their heads at a shotgun blast in the distance. If they hear an M4 in the distance, they'll go, oh man, I need to go, you know, kill that person and steal his M4 possibly. So as a person with a high geared sort of gun, as a person with an M4 or something of the like, you'll get a lot of people running at you just trying to get lucky and take you down. But when you're using a shotgun, not many people are attracted to your position, although the weapon is very loud. And that's why whenever you fire the weapon, you still need to move away from that position as fast as you can, as the weapon is very, very loud and it will travel across the map with its sound. Here we hear some gunshots and explosions, grenades especially, happening over far in the boiler tank area of the map. So as you can see, I kind of start hurrying that way once I hear a lot of explosions. I'm watching my back a lot, making sure everything is clear around me. Here, I'm forced to take out another scav as he's right here beside me, and would definitely have seen me if I just kept walking. And I didn't headshot him the first time, which is something that you should try to do whenever you're engaging a scav. But all he had was an AK Vepr, and I honestly prefer the Sega 9 over the AK Vepr, just as the Sega 9 has less recoil. So if I wanted to use something that had a little bit of range, ooh, there's some gunshots, I would definitely use the Sega 9. So we just heard those gunshots. I'm double checking that the bridge area is clear. And again, I'm using a path that not many players take. A lot of players take the road just to the right. But I'm deciding to just take it as slowly as I can until I hear those gunshots happening way over at gas station. So I decide to run in through the shortcut, clearing the area, making sure that nobody's camping it, as there's a lot of gunshots over there. They might be heading back my way after that fight. And I'm deciding to go through the bush lane, which is something I usually don't do. But this is a good strategy when attacking gas station because not many people expect you here, especially if you're quiet the right way. You can go quickly between the bushes, but once you're in the bushes, you have to be exactly 2 ticks above 0 to make about no noise when you're going through, but still being able to quickly move through. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going quick in between the bushes and then going about 2 ticks above the 0 speed when I'm in the bushes to sneak through them. And while you're in here, you can always listen to your left and your right, especially if you have some sort of contacts or swordons on, and really make sure that nobody's sneaking up to you through the bush lane as well. And this is one of the areas that you need to be most cautious in, because the guy was definitely firing into the Scav gas station here, and I don't know where he is, but there is a body right in front of me, and oh! And there's a player kill. I think we fired 8 rounds there, so I instantly turned back. I'm spamming R the entire time, but because of Tarkov servers, reloading shotguns is not client-side, which is a very intelligent choice on the devs, so you have to wait until the server allows you to reload. But I take cover, and I'm making sure that no other players or his friends are going to try to fight me. I'm in a spot where it's really hard to flank me, because if somebody were to flank very quickly, they would have to run through that bush lane, and I'd be able to hear them. So I know, at least for now, that my back is clear. I'm clearing the left, because I'm expecting that somebody might be on the train tracks, trying to move on the left side. I clear farther left, and oh, there's 2 dead bodies there. Huh. Well, this body really right here is kind of in a good spot. It's in good cover, so I'm going to loot this right now. Try to get some swordons on at least so I can hear a little bit better. And then I'm going to trade this for an AK-74. And a little bit better of a vest and a backpack. Again, trying to loot as fast as I can so I can get back up and kind of be ready for a fight. So I decide to not be sitting there looking at that body while I search his items, so I decide to sneak into this bush here where I'm basically invisible, and then decide to repack the magazines while inside this bush. His backpack has a backpack inside of it. So I drop the backpack, walk over to the backpack, search the backpack again. And then there's another backpack in it. Tarkov, why you do this? I searched this backpack. We're having a bad day in Tarkov right now. Oh, an AKS, alright, alright. Sega. I don't think I picked up these. I did pick up the TT, okay. I picked up the TT, but I'm looking at the AKS and I'm like, you know what, I'm about to get some good stuff. I don't need that AKS right now. AKSs in the game are really bad just because the recoil is so hard to control. I see that this one's almost full, so I switched this for the 30 round mag. I'm still repacking all of this stuff, making sure I'm fully ammoed up before I go and loot the body I just killed. So I go ahead and repack this 3rd mag, just to make sure everything's ready for a fight before I get out of this bush. And while I've been doing this, I've been listening the entire time. That's why I've been perfectly still, and although I can repack, I can still hear pretty well with the swords on. I haven't heard anything, so I think it's safe to go up to this body and check him out. This guy's pretty looted. And to my surprise, it's a scav, which is really interesting. I see that he has a nice AK, and I look at my shotgun and I go, you know what, I have this insured, I'm going to go throw this away. If you want to make sure your guns disappear, by the way, and always come back, you can throw them into a wall. You go up to a wall, you click delete, it'll go through the wall and not be obtainable again. As you can see, it's not even there. So I go back to the body, and now I'm going to pick up his AK-74. This is kind of the meta of what you want to do in a shotgun raid. Ooh, shots over to the right. I don't even know what gun that is. If you guys in the comments can tell me what gun that is. I would guess that's suppressed, but is it a pistol? I'm not sure. I'm hearing stuff to my left, but I'm not sure if it's just like weird echoes Again, when you're looting, you gotta stay really vigilant, especially on your ears, because basically your entire visuals are entirely suppressed by the blur. Drinking some of the water so I can fit either his helmet or his contacts in there. I prefer contacts over swordens, by the way. I don't know if either are better, but that's my preference. So I need to get out of here ASAP as well, because there's just so many bodies here. So I need to move quick. So I already checked this guy. He has Untar armor, though, so that might be better than my P.A.K.A. Yeah, 47 versus 37. I think I'm going to take the Untar instead, just because that's another level up. That'll block rifle rounds. I can't fold it. I guess I'll have to dump another mag. Yep. I could have just put that mag sideways, I guess, but you know, I'm special. I've been sick for 3 days. That's my excuse. I actually have been sick. I had a fever while recording this. That's why I didn't commentate over it. That's why I'm commentating over it the next day when my fever's a lot lower. I heard something at shortcut, but I think it was just gunshots in the distance. Ooh, I see that PSO scope. I really like PSO scopes, but I already have AKs that outdo this AK in terms of gear, so I'm just going to take the PSO off entirely and load it into my vest. Yeah, that's really good. Alright, there's scavs to my right now, so I'll have to engage them to move past them. And there's one right there at the gate. Not sure if that was a player scav or an AI scav. I'm not really sure. Another scav. It's good that I checked to my right. Yeah, that guy had a kiver on. I don't think that's a player. I look over to this building and I see bodies at the front door of it, which tells me that somebody might be camping up here. There's also a body up on the train tracks as well, and so I'm thinking, you know what, that's probably a pretty hostile zone, and I just heard suppressor or whatever that fire was from the gas station earlier, so I know that somebody is here. Somebody is definitely in this area, and I see somebody right there sneaking. Take him out pretty quick. But now I want to move as fast as I can away from that spot where I just fired, because I feel like that wasn't the player himself. I feel like that was just an AI being really dumb. So I make sure I'm fully healed here, just because I feel like I'm about to get into a fight. I'm going as silently as possible to see if anybody reacted to that gunfire. Because if this person is going to be any danger to me, they're going to be to my front or to my right. But I'm not hearing them. Yeah, they don't seem to be here. I'll quickly turn this corner and like clear this area to my right. And nobody's here. I thought I had a flashlight on, but it was on laser mode. My little flashlight laser sight. And then we're out. So that was an MP153 raid, and that's why I think it's such an important gun to really figure out and learn in this game, is because you can grab this gun off of any scav, and if any scav has armor, you can grab armor off of any scav, and then you can just grab a 7-round tube, or if you're a lower skier level, you can grab like a 5 or a 6-round tube, and then what you can do with that is go into a raid using only gear that you found off of a scav and an extra 3,600 rubles of upgrades and ammo. I mean, if you go in as a full kit player with like an AK-74 and all this extra stuff, you can sometimes go in with over, I would say, 30,000 in just ammo. And with this setup, you're only using like 1,000 in ammo. And that's why this is, in my opinion, one of the most efficient kits you can run in the game. Yeah, you'll die a lot to players that are much higher geared than you, but if you don't have the gear, but you can kill scavs, you can easily acquire this sort of stuff. And then you can also, because it's just so cheap, easily upgrade it and get the ammunition for it to keep it running forever. One thing I forgot to add as well is that when most highly geared players would kill you, they come over to your body, they look at your stuff, they go, oh, this guy only has a P.A.K.A. and a shotgun. I'm not going to pick that up. I already have an AK or an AK and another AK or an M4. And so they're going to look at a shotgun and go, I don't really need a shotgun right now. It's only 30,000 rubles. I could grab an AK-74 later on in the raid that has, 90,000 rubles worth of attachments on it. So most likely, if you do insure the shotgun, which I recommend that every time, you will about 70 to 80% of the time get it back whenever you die, even by dying from a player. So guys, that'll be the video for today. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one.